Women, some of you, when women think about being pregnant, do you go through and do you think about all the mental things and the checklist and all those kinds of things? I mean, think about it. I mean, those of you who want to get pregnant or have gotten pregnant or had a baby or had a child, let me ask you, did you think through and you asked the question, first of all, did you think through how much of the wear and tear on the body that was going to cause you? Did you think through all of the things that could possibly happen with the health risks? Or did you think through, have you heard? Do you know how babies are born, that women go through great trauma? Have you thought about the expense of the delivery, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000? Have you thought about the cost of raising a baby? Have you thought about this and that and the other? And the answer is you didn't go through a list. Why? Because having a baby was an idea, yes, and it was a mental construct, and it was something that you had thought of. But no, it's your baby, and it's your life, and it's what's happening to you. And it became personal, and it wasn't something that was hypothetical. It was real. And what I'm trying to say to you this morning is most adults come to Jesus Christ in a personal saving way. Why? Not because they get all their answers to their questions, not because all the mental constructs get solved, not because all the doubts go away, but they're shrunk down because something else in their heart that's powerful happens, and God makes it personal to you, and God makes it personal to us. And for some of you sitting out there, I'm just going to go in and ask and answer the question for you. Some of you have asked the question, how can a person who's relatively smart, those other Christians over there, they seem so awesome, but they're so naive. They have a good job, they raise kids, they seem like a good American and a good citizen, but you know what? How can they be so naive as to think that this Christianity thing is true? How can they be so small-minded? Haven't they traveled? Haven't they experienced things? They're educated, right? But the truth is the reason why they believe is because this, not that they don't have objections, not that they don't have issues, not that they don't have concerns. I have concerns. I have doubts. Don't you doubt? Don't you have questions? We all do. But something happened to make it personal so that those things got shrunk down and something else became much, much bigger. And I want to look at a story in John chapter 1. And I invite you to open your Bibles if you have it. John chapter 1. And we're going to look at this amazing thing. Let me set up this little story for you. Jesus is choosing the 12. 10 plus 2. 12. And so he is choosing the core key people that are going to be his followers, right? And so he's in the process of doing that. He's gone up on a mountaintop and prayed all night long, and he starts picking them one by one by one. And God starts bringing them his way, and he invites them to follow him. And we're going to look at a story of how Jesus called one of these followers, one of these disciples, to follow him in John chapter 1, beginning in verse 43. And we're going to look at how this principle really plays out. That it's not that something happens to make all the obstacles go away. Something shrinks them down and something gets bigger. And it's a relationship. Just like you fell in love versus the idea of marriage, just like it was a person, just like it was your baby versus the idea of having a baby, it's the same thing in a relationship with Jesus. And let's look at this story. Verse 43, we start off here, and this is in chapter 1 of John. John's big word is believe. He wants you to believe in Jesus. Believe, believe, and believe. And the book of John is made up around 7 awesome miracles and 7 I am statements. And the centerpiece is this word pisteuo, to believe. And here's how one person began to believe in Jesus and have a relationship with him. Verse